How are ya? How you doing? Yeah, let's talk about the weather. It's 72 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but I think it's about 28 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, 28 degrees Celsius.
But here it's like 33. Yeah, 33. Crazy.
Wow, it's much hotter in Korea.
First question to you would be, when did you start doing live streaming?
I started live streaming probably around 9 years ago.
And you started on which platform?
I started on Periscope on Twitter.
On Periscope. I remember like Keemstar and stuff were doing that. Did you ever do the other one? There's another one, right? Justin TV, right? Before Twitch, there was Justin TV.
No, 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 I didn't do Justin TV.
And when you started to do live streaming, like what kind of content did you do?
I would basically sit in my apartment and do. I would describe my life to an audience. I don't know what type of audience. It would be random. Uh, it would kind of have the ask me anything format, you know? So basically, I'd be sitting in my room and I'd have people come in and the title would be, I'm getting a sexual reassignment surgery. Ask me anything. I'm getting, my legs removed because it's it's sexy. Ask me anything. I'm having a you know, my house just burned down. Ask me anything. Um, I hate my mother's boyfriend, because he's Puerto Rican, ask me anything. I put up these silly titles on Twitter, on Periscope, and they'd be broadcasted to the public, and then anybody could basically join them on the Periscope app. And slowly and surely, I started accruing a following like that, and it was just a very entertaining format, and it was very easy for me to do. I grew to about 68,000 followers before I was banned.
What was the reason?
The reason was that someone threw a brick through my window.
Wow.
Because what happened was that when you broadcast it on Periscope, you had the option of making your location public, and by the time I reached 60,000 followers, there was a lot of traction and people were, reviewing my past videos and my past streams. And some of them got angry at what I was saying. I was just getting a little bit more and more ridiculous. And one day, this guy who couldn't take a joke decided he was going to drive up to the location and throw a brick through my window. So that's exactly what happened. And I was about 20 years old at the time. I was going to school, and that made me quit streaming for about 2 years.
And in that moment, what did you do? Like when that brick comes through, like did it actually go through the window or just smash the window?
It went through the window.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it went through the window. I called the police. They obviously did a report. They didn't find the guy, and that was that. And then I gave up streaming, and then I went to work. I went to work, and I enjoyed my job, and then I still kept on working. I'm still working right now.
If you had to give advice to other streamers, do you think it's good to do streaming full time or to have like how you have your job and stream?
I mean, ideally, you would want to hire someone to stream for you under your brand. Like if I had Carldo Productions and I could just have a giant roster of streamers to cherry pick from and just basically send them to different locations and have them stream content for me, that would be the ideal layout. But that's for the ordinary person that doesn't want to overexert themselves. Um, it depends. I think that for most people, I think live streaming is not an appropriate career choice. I think it is excessively exhausting. I think it is bad for your mental health, generally speaking. The payout is generally very low for live streamers. Most live streamers don't make anything. Um, I would not recommend live streaming as a career choice to most people, considering that you can basically stream for free. Lots of people stream for free and broadcast fantastic content free of charge. So why be expected to be compensated for it at any point in time? I mean, people think that porn, for example, is a great career choice in some cases because they see how much OnlyFans models make. But obviously that line of reasoning is maligned because those models only account for maybe 0.5% of the entirety of the OnlyFans economy. I think that most OnlyFans models don't make much, and similarly, most live streamers don't make much. Most entertainers don't make much, if anything at all. And it's a huge privilege to even be paid $1 for live streaming. And that's I mean, I thought about it that way 10, 15 years ago. I still think about it that way. And I think the future of live streaming is going to be um, honestly more and more increasingly watered down and narrowed down, and we're going to be slowly moving away from an attention economy.
But then what's your ambition then? What's your motivation to stream? If that's the case, like what you just told me.
Well, listen, what brought me into live streaming initially was absolute boredom and just having a dismal um, outlook on entertainment, Um, so, and also it was a means to an end. So, what genuinely, um, spikes my curiosity and my sense of amusement is our movies. I love movies. I've always loved movies, and I always wanted to make movies, but nobody watches movies anymore. Everybody watches these low grade streams. I just saw where the currents were going, and I mean, ultimately, what I'd like to do is to automate this process of live streaming and having to constantly exert myself and live stream every aspect of my life into something more manageable.
So
Um,
wait. So would you like an AI? Pretty much an AI
I'd
that
like
could
to.
do IRL for you.
I'm thinking about a VTuber, an anime VTuber that utilizes an AI model of my voice and my personality to entertain the chat.
So you wanna one up my game is what you're saying.
Exactly, exactly. So maybe a character with like purple hair and a pale face and some kind of bow tie. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Oh man. This is why I wanted to talk to you because you're funny, dude. I also wanted to ask you a serious question. Did you actually do
Yeah.
any acting? Like, how are you able to do all these like impersonations? And a lot of people call you an actor, right? You know this.
Yeah, that's right. People do call me an actor because um I can basically occupy the mind of any of my characters, and I think everybody has this ability. What people get hung up on is this insecurity that somehow their performance might be bad, and I really don't have that insecurity because I don't think of myself as a professionally trained actor. I don't think of myself as a professionally trained comedian. I mean, I just a lot of the time I don't think I'm what people think is funny about my content. I sometimes don't even find funny. Most of the time I don't find myself that funny. Um, and sometimes the stuff that I find most funny about what I do is the stuff that people find the least funny about what I do. So I don't ascribe that much importance to my acting ability or anything. I think everybody has the capacity to act. If you have the capacity to lie or to emulate an emotion that you're not actually feeling, you could be a great actor. You could be a great actor. Um, so I mean, but to take your question and just directly answer it, I don't have any professional acting experience. I'm technically trained.
Another
Yeah.
good thing you like to do is you go up to different streamers and you pretty much put on a character with these streamers. So I want to ask you, like, when you did this, which one was like your most memorable?
Well, I love Count Carl, which is this colonialist character
Mm.
that I don't often have the opportunity to exercise because he's very controversial. So he's basically like a slave trader, you know. I think it's a very funny character because it's just ridiculous. There's also this other character that's a gay, I mean, this trans person. I find that very funny. Like the trans character is very funny because it's also very ridiculous. There's this I do a retard character. There's this Indian character I do.
I know you did it for
Um
me.
the Indian character?
Was it
You know,
me?
do you know what?
I know it.
Yeah.
I know it. I know
Oh,
it.
that's right. That's right.
I
That's
know
right.
it.
I thought you were Indian. That's right. I thought you were Indian before I
I'm
found out you were
mixed.
Korean.
I'm mixed.
Yeah. Oh, you're mixed. Oh, you're
Yeah.
half Indian?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
But
Interesting. So that explains it.
everyone thinks I stay with Deepak in under his
Yeah.
shelter pretty much. So I just let what maybe I take it the different way than a lot of other people. I just let people run with narratives now because like I
Right.
find it that it's kind of tiresome trying to correct people all the time. Like let me ask you,
Mm.
do you ever try to correct people?
No. No, I don't. If people assume I'm one thing, I'm like, whatever. I guess I am. Like I don't ascribe that much importance to the opinions of others or whether they're fact checking me. I'm not interested in the facts that much anymore. You know, because we live in a post truth world for one, and second off, I mean, the older you get, the more you realize, you know, life is just a very serious joke. I wouldn't know how else to put it, but yeah. But I mean, like, listen, it's not my part of my personality to take things extremely seriously and to be very factual about things. I mean, I think most of life is a lie to begin with, and you know, everything is a matter of perspective, and that heavily influences my my perspectives on things. So I don't know.
Why do you like Kick over Twitch?
Well, I like Kick because they pay me to stream mainly, whereas Twitch has banned me. So that's a huge part of my affinity for Kick. Um, so what else? I guess, and when I initially joined Twitch, I was met with a lot of resistance to the content that I was broadcasting. Whereas on Kick, I was accepted and embraced, at least initially, and now I'm getting banned every other stream. So it's very unfortunate. Yeah.
All these New York streamers are all together, right? They all are together. I wanted to know how did you end up with all these like this group? Like when I was watching, I watched for like maybe 5 minutes today because I was at work. But
Yeah.
when I
Yeah.
saw you, you were doing something like a barbecue or something, and I saw OG Geezer was with you. Even Homeless was there too.
Yeah.
So how did you like make that group with all these guys?
Well, first off, I mean, I know a lot of them from before. Like, I know OG Geezer from his streaming on YouTube. Um, a lot of the audience that has been exposed to OG Geezer and my origins, they're really disgusted by all of these other characters, whereas I find them very funny, and that's actually a huge disconnect between the YouTube community that I've fostered and what I'm fostering on Kick is that there is this disconnect between what I think is actually funny and what others think is funny. But in short, Sonic and then Geezer and all these other guys, they all came from a community where there's you know, a lot of, I'd say, extreme content. Um and I found it to be personally entertaining. I would never really participate in the mix of it, but I came to know a lot of them before Kick. And that's about it. And as far as why there's such a huge concentration of them in New York right now, I think that's attributable to Zaddy Zavid and his his generosity. You know, he's just a very generous
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. Because
I
I saw all of them stay in that house, right? Where you guys were today. They all stay with him, right?
uh yeah, they all stay with him. Luckily, I don't
Oh,
have
okay.
to. I would never put myself in that situation. I
Why?
would never.
Why? Because too crazy?
No, it's a shithole. It's a shithole. The house has to be torn down, and
Yeah,
Zaddy or Zaddy needs to be given some kind of stipend or
to
some kind
fix.
of renovation loan to fix it up because otherwise, I mean, he's endangering the lives of many people. I've never seen such a huge dump
I mean, I
on New York
saw,
land in
I
my
don't know,
life.
is your title or it was Homeless's title. Somebody's title said mold, like mold, mold house
No.
or something like this.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so
It's.
yeah.
I mean, listen. Respectfully, listen. I understand. I mean, I like Zaddy. And I know he's low on cash. That's why he can't make these renovations. But man, oh man, is that a horrible place. It's one of the most disgusting places I've seen.
So, what's your most craziest experience you've had?
I've had so many that I just
Oh,
don't know anymore.
wow. Do you ever feel like, I don't know, like nervous? Like you've done some big snipes, like Aiden Ross, right? And I think you also did
Yeah.
Jack Doherty. Did you think like their
Hmm.
security was gonna press you or something like this? Like, did you actually think, oh, I could
No,
get manhandled?
I don't think too much about it because I think their audiences and I think them as creators. I don't think highly of them to begin with. Like
Okay.
I don't find that they're, I don't have like a huge opinion of them. I think that a lot of growth um on social media and on the internet is galvanized by spam and mass advertising, okay? And just having the ability to churn out as much content of a certain caliber as quickly as possible. And obviously when you appeal to the lowest common denominator like most of these streamers do, including myself at this point. There's not like listen, I don't really like watching most streams, to be totally honest with you. Can I be honest? Like
Yeah, it's your
I
platform
don't
right now.
I yeah, I don't watch a lot of streams. I don't like watching a lot of streamers unless I have something personal to do with them. I'll watch clips from streamers and so on and so forth, but I don't know. I don't have like a huge respect for most streamers as entertainers, to be honest. I would have more pride in people that do more creative things. I mean, and most streams are just not that creative for me to appreciate, in my opinion. Oh, I don't feel intimidated by a lot of these streamers because I just know I'm going in there to put on a performance and then go in there and walk out. Like I'm not there to necessarily make a connection or anything like that. I'm there to just make a clip and get out.
And also putting them on a pedestal can cause issues with making that clip. So I kind of
Oh,
see what you're saying.
100%. If you put them on a pedestal, it works against you because even if you sometimes do deeply appreciate the content of certain streamers, it works against you because then you can't put on a performance. So
I get
it's
you.
both like, I have to make sure whatever I'm doing on stream is content and not really care too much about what the streamer thinks of me, even if they might feel intimidated by me or angry at me or anything else. Like what matters is whether the audience is entertained, and if they're entertained, I clip it, put it up on my channel, and if I get confronted by them later on, I just tell them like, listen, this was just business. It's nothing personal. Like off stream, I would never antagonize you. I would never even hurt you on stream because I don't want to be looked as a violent character. I mean, I could be looked at as crazy or disgusting or uncomfortable, but as long as the audience is entertained and I can look back on the clip and be entertained myself, I know I've succeeded.
I was surprised when I saw you with EBZ. Like, I don't know what is that. Like, you and EBZ have a pretty good bond.
Well, I mean, that relationship may have changed recently because apparently about 4 weeks ago or so, I did a campfire stream. I don't know if you know this, but I do occasional
Yeah, I
campfire
see.
streams.
I know. I've seen it. I've seen it. It's kind of funny too, because you
Yeah,
sit down, you talk,
yeah,
you talk about different things. Yeah.
yeah. I talk about different topics, and I was doing like a pride, like a gay pride campfire themed stream. And we talked about different people I had sex with, quote unquote. And I mentioned DBZ, and I thought that wouldn't get clipped. It got clipped, and it got showed and posted in EBC's Discord about 2 days ago. And now he's blasting me over text, calling me the worst person he's ever met, that I'm a scumbag, and so that relationship is now soiled.
I don't know, but I still think there's a chance to fix it. Because, like, look at him and Nick White. They went back and forward
Yeah,
like multiple times. And
yeah. No, listen. Listen. I think that if you're gonna be in show business, you have to learn how to take punches. That's all I gotta say. Like, if you're gonna like dictate it, like, the brutality that some entertainers showcase, I think is very much working against them. Um, the more serious you take entertainment, the less entertaining it becomes, or maybe the more it becomes entertaining
yeah,
for others, but not for you personally. Like, it's to your detriment. It's to your detriment. But yeah,
I'll agree. I'll tell you the truth. As somebody who clips a lot of the videos and the VODs and stuff like this, if I take a video and if I put any type of joke on it, let's say I add music to it, add effects to it, even I put as a caption, it's enough to trigger some streamers that they get angry with me. So I don't know.
yeah.
Like I noticed that it does happen, like what you're talking about. Collaborations, like which has been your, I don't know, your most fun collaborating? Like which streamer you would say, or streamers?
Uh, the most fun collaboration I've had was with. Surprisingly, it was very fun collaborating with Smooth Sanchez before he became very extreme. He was very enjoyable. Ice was the most profitable and the most productive collaborations I've done, with Ice Poseidon,
Yeah.
but they were not fun. It's not fun. It's
So
just
wait,
business. It's just,
so when you were on the
yeah.
boat, I thought you were having fun. Like when you guys were in the Caribbean, I thought you were having fun.
Well, I mean, if Sam wasn't there, I'd probably be having more fun, and if the boat didn't smell like shit,
Yeah, the
and if I
boat
wasn't
was
getting
terrible. So
and
yeah.
if I wasn't getting sunburned every hour. So I was like getting sunburned just by stepping out because I'm a very pale person. I'd step out, I'd be sunburned in a matter of minutes, and I'd come back to my room, which would smell like shit, and then I just hear like Sam arguing upstairs and about the Wi-Fi and everything else.
Did you ever get seasick?
All the time, all the time. The seasickness was another huge factor.
You also seemed a little annoyed that all of you couldn't stream whenever you felt like.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. There were like caps and different restrictions placed around when certain people could stream, and after a certain point, it didn't matter. But for the first couple of days, it was definitely annoying. We didn't even last more than 10 days out there. You know?
Yeah, it is so short. I expected it to be longer, really. But that night you
Yeah,
had with Ice was really good. You remember you guys were going to all those big parties and then running away, and yeah, it was crazy. That
yeah,
that whole that
yeah.
whole
You know,
segment.
a lot of the stuff that's very memorable. Apparently, that was captured on stream. I don't even remember it. I don't even remember a lot of the things that people quote unquote say was the most exciting part of what I've done in my streams. Like what I would ask, what was your favorite part of my streams? They tell me and I would be like, oh, I don't remember even doing that.
I kind of understand what you're saying. You reset very quickly. Like you do a stream, you enjoy doing that stream, what you do, and then you just move on to the next one.
I try to save the VOD as well and send it off to a clipper usually, or to
Yeah.
like an AI clipper. And yeah. But I mean, it's just not particularly remarkable because there's so many intense moments throughout a given stream at certain points that it just all becomes one giant blur.
Where do you see yourself like in the next couple of years? You still be doing this, like IRL content, or you'd have that productions like what you said?
I honestly think IRL streaming will be banned
Oh, wow.
as a medium of entertainment in the next couple of years. I think it will be banned. I think that there's going to be a huge influx of IRL streamers. I think there's going to be so many people coming into live streaming as an industry that it's going to cause legal complications for many people. Even though people right now feel like it's a small percentage of people that enjoy live streaming and so on and so forth. I think that as the financial incentives continue to grow for everyday streamers, the greater you're going to see issues with the public and everything else. You know.
The terms of service and stuff. You're talking about that, right? Moderation and things like this.
No, I'm talking about the legal implications of just people like always live streaming everything all the time.
I mean, in
You
Japan,
know.
I don't know if you know, in Japan, it's gotten really strict, really
Yeah,
strict.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I think that a lot of other countries are going to follow suit once they see serious issues being presented by live streaming as a medium. And right now, society's just tolerating it because they see it's a cash cow. There's potential for profits, and that's good for the economy and so on and so forth. But I think in the long run, it's going to be a big problem. It's just going to have to take some time for the proper regulations to come out.
And you also took part in the scavenger hunt. How was that?
It was painful and shitty. It was a means to an end, you
Who
know.
was your teammate?
My team. I didn't have a teammate. I mean, partially it
Oh.
was Sonic, who didn't serve much purpose. He didn't serve much use to me. But it was him. He drank in my car. He did a lot of TTS work for me, so I do appreciate him for that. Like, if without him, I wouldn't have made nearly as much on TTS as I would otherwise.
When did you stop? I'm just curious. Like, there's 15 challenges, right? So when did you stop? And you're like, screw this, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I just went to bed and then I woke up and then I realized that everything was done. So I was. That's literally what happened. Literally, I went to bed. It was like 4 a.m. I was like, "This is fuck. I'm fucking tired. I need to sleep." I went back to Ice's house, plopped myself down on the couch, and then just fell asleep. And then I woke up and it was over.
So Ice didn't even know you were missing. That's
Yeah,
that's
he didn't even
funny.
know. No. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
funny. And then, are you taking part in the Hunger Games?
I wasn't accepted into the Hunger Games. No.
What? Come
Yeah.
on, dude. There's people that no one even knows that are in. Gary just said today he's taking part out of nowhere. He didn't even make a video.
Yeah.
I think.
So I don't have that same treatment apparently.
Nah, come on. You
I
got to be
mean,
trolling. I'm gonna take it down to guys. He's trolling. I just don't believe him.
no,
Like
I'm
these
not. No, no,
dudes.
I'm not. I'm serious. I'm 100% serious. Because I submitted my video too late. I have the text messages between myself and Ice. He said,
Oh
"Sorry, I
man.
chose all my contestants." And you know, so you know, basically he said you submitted your video too late, you can't be in it. That's basically what he said. I was like, I'd really like to, and he said, no, no, no. I selected my other contestants. Have a good one. That's basically what happened.
Okay, I'm just reading what's the chat. Chico says Carl doesn't want to
What
be in
Chi
it.
what Chi what Chico's a cocksucker and he's a scumbag and he should, go fuck himself because
Chico.
he's like he's literally the dirt on the bottom of the sole of my shoe that I scrub off after I step in dog shit in New York. You understand me? That's what Chico Chew is. He's a scumbag and he should be banned from the chat.
Damn, Chico. Chico, he's going in from one sentence. Okay, so
Yeah.
all I'm saying is I'm kind of sad about that. I think you'd have been funny. I know you'd have been funny if you were there, actually.
But seriously,
Mm.
that's what happened. I think Ice is tired of me, honestly. I think he's like,
Dude,
I've
come
already.
on, dude. He's got people like around him that he doesn't like. That's not the case,
Yeah,
man.
I know, but maybe they bring in more money than I do. Maybe there's like, a bit more anger. No, you know. I don't have that much immunity. Don't you see? Like I'm getting banned left and right and ICE didn't invite me to the Hunger Games. Like I'm on my own right now. So I'm
Wait, the
not in some
band.
special
Let's talk about the
I'm not in
band.
some
Wait, wait,
special
wait.
group. Yeah, yeah.
Pause.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. I'll ask you first broadly outside. I don't know if you can remember,
Yes.
but how many
Yeah.
times has Kick banned you? Do you know?
No, I mean less than 10.
Okay, that's a good answer because I
Less than
know
10.
SJC's on 8. I used to have a notepad where I used to write it down for SJC because he's been the most.
Oh, SJC is like permanently banned right now. So,
Oh, really? He's on a perma. I thought he was on like another 2 week break. Oh my God.
yeah, no, I mean, I think he's permanently banned. He has to appeal it,
Yeah,
you know.
these bands are getting like really fast. So can you like
Yeah.
tell us like what happened today?
What happened last night was that I was at a party full with retards, and these two streamers started to confront each other and be angry. Um, and I mean, they just punched each other in the head, and then I got banned. That's pretty much it.
Why were they even fighting these two? Because I was watching the clip and okay, let me
Yeah,
just try and work out things, right? You can correct me. From what I
yeah.
saw, first we had Sonic calling the cops on everyone, right? Sonic wanted the police to come
Well,
and
he
kick everyone out.
well he wanted to um he just wanted to get Zaddy in trouble, like his landlord. He wanted to get
Okay.
a better deal on living on sleeping in a mold infested shithole. He was
Yo.
paying $700 a month for a mold infested shithole. He felt like he was getting ripped off. He thought the intimidation tactic of calling the cops on him would you know like somehow lower his rent, but that wasn't the case. Um, and that's really about it. Like it was a bad tactic, bad strategy, in my opinion.
And then yeah, then I saw outside he was pressing Zadie. So all that makes sense, okay? Then how does Waxy because I do know when SJC was fighting with Waxiest, it was Sonic
Yeah,
that was running his mouth like, "Hey, why are you touching him? And he's KCIP, and how can you like?" He kept on saying that. I don't know why, but
yeah.
why did Waxius fight with him in the first place?
Because he wants to be an MMA fighter. He doesn't actually want to be a streamer. He wants to be an MMA fighter.
Is that why he cut his hair?
That's what I think so. I think so.
Dude, I've never seen him fight before. Can he actually fight?
Yeah, yeah. He knows how to punch a guy in the face.
And like in
You
the
know.
first clip, we see Waxius like push him down, right? The second clip, we don't see nothing. The camera is looking somewhere else, and then it swings,
Yeah.
and Sonic is like sleeping pretty much. So was that a
Yeah.
fight
No.
or did he just pass out? Because I saw this in Discord. People are saying maybe he was drunk. People are saying maybe it was a fight.
Um. So listen, they punched each other in the head. They both fell down. Game over. I don't know what else to say. I don't have a detailed answer, you know?
I get you. I
I
get
don't I
you.
don't I can I be honest? Can I be honest? My
Yeah.
ban is bullshit. The only reason I got banned is because of this old Jewish who lives in a tiny apartment filled with cum stains, his own cum stains everywhere. There's dog shit in his apartment. There's cat shit in his
Wait,
apartment. He takes
pause. But yesterday you
yes.
told me you didn't want to mention him.
Well, but he's just this man. He's an old Jewish. That's basically the extent. That's all I'm going to mention him as. He's an old Jewish that stares at the sun because he's a fucking freak. He molests people off the street. He invites them into his home and he molests them. Okay,
Wait, pause. I can't.
and
Wait, pause. So
yes,
where's the proof of that? What you just said just now.
what that he fists himself.
No, dude, you're just cracking jokes after jokes. I'm saying like,
Yeah.
are you saying Kimberly? Is that you implying?
Well, no. First off, like I don't know anything about. What do you want to know about Kimberly, the porn star?
I mean, no, it's not that. Like you just
You
said,
can look her up online. You can look her up online if you wanna jerk off to her, or you wanna,
nah,
or
I'm
if people
good.
say she does
I'm
have a
good,
long
dude.
face.
I'm
She
good.
does have a long face. Okay, she does kind of look like a horse. Whatever, you take what you can get. Um, but no, she's fine. Listen, as far as this old Jewish, what do I have to say
No,
about it? He
how is
has a
he linked?
Discord.
Wait, pause. You just
He,
brought him up, so I'm asking, how is he linked to
yeah.
the band? You saying he's linked to it?
He's linked to the band because he has a Discord where he clips every iota of my streams. Do you hear me? He
Oh,
clips
interesting.
everything I did yesterday. He clipped everything I did yesterday, and I was sent evidence of that. And it really frustrated me. And honestly, brigading is against Kick TOS. So if he wants to keep on, provoking this problem and this battle, like I don't know, like it's very irritating. I want him to stop. And that's about it.
On
I
his
want him to
end,
stop.
I wish both of you could talk because on his
There's no
end,
talking. He has narcissistic personality disorder. It's a clinical condition. The only way I could ever end up talking to him again is if he had a brain transplant or if he was behind bars. Like those are the only two circumstances under which I can talk to that old.
yeah, I just wish you guys could
And people,
squash
and
each other.
they're like
Mm,
angry. They're like the chat is so
mm.
angry. Like, oh, you just call people you don't like. No, he's literally he has sex with men, and I'm not going to mention his name,
And as I said,
but
both of you need to, this is my advice, both of you need to go on your own path
he
now and just don't talk
he
about each
fists
other.
himself.
Yeah.
He fists himself. He fists himself. Literally, he takes his two fists, okay, and he rams them up his own ass, and he
Okay,
tickles
pause.
his own prostate,
Again, I gotta
and then
ask
he
you,
comes,
how do you
and then
know?
he comes.
Have you seen it?
He was in. I went inside, and that's the first thing I saw.
Oh my
The first
God,
time,
dude, what is wrong with
the first
you? I would have
the first
left.
time I ever saw it.
God, dude.
The first time I ever saw him, I went in there and I saw that, and I was like, "Oh, let me close the door." And then he got dressed. He was like, "Hey, how are you? You want to go stare at the sun?" I'm like, "I'm out of here." So like that's pretty much what happened. I don't even know who this man is. Okay,
But you've been in
he's
his
an
house
old homo.
multiple times.
Listen, I've never been in his real home. That house probably doesn't even belong to him. I'm not. I don't want to keep talking about
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
this this nobody.
Okay, but okay, let's
He's a
let's
nobody.
rewind a bit then. How long is this ban
Yeah.
for that you got now?
It's for 7 days. I'm trying to get it reduced
Okay.
to like a day. Yeah, which I think is likely because I wasn't involved myself, and it was just something I happened to capture. So I think it's less likely that it's going to be 7 days.
I mean, it's
You
kind of
know.
crazy, right? You recorded like it's not even like a full fight when you look at the two clips, right? But then
Well,
you have
first
somebody.
off, I'm not a very argumentative person because I feel like the harder you argue about a given topic, the
Yeah.
more it implies that there's something illegitimate about the evidence itself. I'm the type of person that thinks that the evidence typically speaks for itself. If you review the footage and the clips that were responsible for getting me banned, I think it's quite obvious that I'm in no way involved apart from just being a person that captured it. I didn't provoke the situation. I wasn't directly responsible for anything that happened, and that's all I got to say. And people, obviously, listen. A lot of people hate my guts. There's no doubt about it. But guess what? That's life. They're gonna keep on hating me until they die. They're gonna, which is good. And then once that happens, I'm gonna keep on living because, I'm a transhumanist. I'm gonna get motherboards installed in my brain, and I'm gonna live forever.
I think hate is something that we all get, dude. I actually have one entire Discord that hates me, dude. They clip everything I
Yeah.
do. They post it directly to Nick, and literally Nick watches every single
Really,
video of mine and hates every
really,
video.
that's great.
It's kind of crazy,
Wow,
dude. So like I
that's
kind of
nuts.
understand you
Have
on
you
that
interviewed
on
him?
that.
Have you interviewed him,
I really
Nick?
I think that's off the table at this point because his Discord would
Yeah.
probably lose their mind. They would lose their
Wow,
mind,
that's
so
scary.
it's kind of
Yeah.
crazy. Okay, so those are the main things I want to touch on. The chat is like they only want to know about the band. That's all they want to know. They're too fixated on that. I'd rather do something slightly
On what?
different. On slightly different. They just want to say like how many days the band was and like you've already answered these questions. Pretty much I want to
Mm.
ask you is what's your plans after like when you come back?
Yeah,
Like
I mean, my plans are to throw an event.
invite like
I don't want
Waxes.
I don't want to talk too much about it, but I do want to throw an event, and it's going to be funny and good, and it's going to be simple, but I want to throw an
Okay.
event.
Well, Carl, I want to thank you for today. I know it was short, guys. It's because also we want Carl to be in the best of spirits. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm thankful you came here and spoke to me.
No problem. And there are people in the chat that if they themselves, it wouldn't be a problem. It really wouldn't.
Oh, dude, why are you gonna say that? Why are you gonna say that?
No, it just it wouldn't affect anyone's life. In fact, the
So,
world
uh,
would improve
some of
radically
these
if that
people in the
happened.
chat are your fans, dude. Look, the people are saying W Carl in the chat, dude. You're reading all the wrong
But
guys. I'm
some
telling
of
you,
them,
there are
if
people like me, for example, that
yeah,
like you, dude. There's some people that like watching you and they like watching you be funny and be entertaining. And that's why I didn't even push him, dudes. The one thing I wanted from him was impersonations, but I won't ask for it. Okay, so your next stream, if you
yeah,
can remember me for impersonations, and like if you like a really happy spirits, please, dude. I love your impressions. Okay, I'm just
yep,
telling you.
no
Love your
problem.
impressions.
But I say when I say
Mm,
they themselves, I mean
mm.
that they just in case this turns into a legal situation, I mean that they turn the lights off in their house.
That's a
You
good
know,
way
that's
to
what I
end
mean.
it, Carl. That's a good way to end it. Okay, I'll see you,
Yep.
Carl. And
All right.
if you ever want to come talk on, you're welcome anytime. Okay, okay, anytime.
Sure. No problem. All right. Listen. Have a great day, and I'm about to go take a shit.